You know that feeling, right? When you hear a story and you're nodding, but something inside just whispers, I'm not quite buying it.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you just, you can't quite put your finger on why a certain claim feels a bit off.
Exactly. And that feeling, that's what we're diving into today. Our language, it turns out, is full of these amazing little tools, words, idioms that help us navigate all this stuff. Truth, belief, how ideas get put together.
So it's like a hidden toolkit.
Pretty much. And this deep dive, it isn't just about learning definitions. It's about giving you some new ways to look at how we communicate, how we think critically about what we hear.
Okay, so let's start there. When that skepticism kicks in, what are some of those linguistic shortcuts we use? I'm thinking of things like someone falling for a scam.
Right.
Or maybe taking the bait on some clickbaity headline. It really points to that moment of, well, being deceived.
Yeah, falling for it, taking the bait. They suggest, a kind of vulnerability, like walking into a trap almost. But the really interesting part is asking why. Why do we fall for things?
Good question.
Well, sometimes it's just an honest mistake, right? That's misinformation. Someone shares something false, but they think it's true. And that stuff can, spread like wildfire. But then there's disinformation, and that's different. That's deliberate. Someone wants to deceive you. Maybe a company spreading rumors about a rival or something like that.
So the intent is key.
Crucial difference, yeah. What's tricky is disinformation often tries to look like misinformation. It mimics it, making it harder to spot the bad faith behind it all.
That makes sense. It really clouds the waters.
Huh.
So, okay, once we've maybe spotted some deception, how does language help us, build understanding? Or maybe rebuild trust?
That's a great way to put it. We talk about building, don't we? We build ideas, we build theories, you even build bridges with someone after, say, an argument.
Right, it implies effort.
Exactly. Careful work, piece by piece. We also build up things like building up evidence for a case or a project that builds up steam, it gathers momentum, gets stronger. So, yeah, these words show us that getting to truth or understanding, it's not just one magic moment. It's a process, an active construction.
So whether we're building our own argument or just, trying to figure out what's what with everyday claims, how do we actually weigh the stories we're told? We often ask someone to back up their story.
Definitely.
Right?
You need some proof.
Without it, you can find yourself sort of backed up against the wall if someone challenges you. And sometimes, let's be honest, the truth itself can be hard to swallow.
Or even a hard pill to swallow. That idiom really captures it. Something difficult, maybe unpleasant, that you just have to accept. Challenges how you see things.
Yeah, definitely felt that before.
Excellent. And then we get into the territory of actual untruths, but they come in different flavors, you could say.
Flavors of untruth, okay.
Well, yeah. Think about a myth like the Loch Ness Monster. It's basically an untrue story or belief people might still sort of chase, even without real evidence.
Right, Nessie. Got it.
Then there are fallacies. These are sneakier. A fallacy isn't just a false fact. It's an error in reasoning. A flaw in the logic that makes an argument unsound, even if it sounds plausible.
Like a trick of logic.
Kind of. For example, thinking that just because part of something has a property, the whole thing must have it too. That's a common one. Learning to spot the fallacy, that's a core critical thinking skill. It's not about winning debates. It's about clarity.
Okay, that's a useful one. What else? We also have those more exaggerated stories, don't we?
Oh, for sure. You've got your tall tale. Someone's spinning a tall tale about, I don't know, fighting off a bear single-handedly.
Right. Clearly stretching the truth for entertainment.
Exactly. And similar to that is the classic fish story. You know, the one about the fish that gets bigger every time the story is told?
Yeah, the legendary 2-meter trout.
That's the one. It's amazing, isn't it? How specific our language gets for all these different shades of, well, not quite truth.
It really is.
And having this vocabulary, it empowers you. It helps you not just spot something fishy, but to actually name it, to articulate what kind of claim you're dealing with. Is it an honest mistake, a myth, a logical trap, or just, a bit of fun exaggeration?
It gives you the tools to dissect it properly.
So precisely. Makes you a more discerning listener, a sharper thinker overall.
Okay, so here's something for you to think about. The next time you encounter a really compelling story or maybe a surprising claim online, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I really buying this fully? Or is there maybe a fallacy here I need to spot? What tools, what words from this deep dive will you use to, build your own understanding? And maybe even build bridges towards clearer conversations with others?